Hi, Terry Daviak again, back with another exciting look at the stories behind the photos. I hope you enjoyed the first 3 episodes with my journey to Thailand. Today I'd like to talk about Cambodia. So we spent 3 days in Cambodia, and we arrived in Siem Reap, and the next day after we arrived, we decided that we were going to go to Angkor Wat. We definitely want to have that on our list. And we arrived at, there's a little restaurant right there, and so we decided, well, we're going to have a little bit of a meal before we started our little journey around there. So we were trying to eat, and all these children started coming around. You can see them here, and they're making funny faces at us, and they're just trying to get our attention. We're just, wanted to just enjoy our time. They're just having a little meal. So when we entered Angkor Wat, I was surprised that there was very few people there. Today, I know I've seen videos online where there's just a massive crowds, but back then, quite literally, I could probably count all the people that were in there on 2 hands. A lot of those were not even tourists, they were just people that were there. Monks and, quote, tour guides and some other people that I'll talk about here shortly. So, we wandered around, we were checking out all the, like the reliefs on the walls, and also, just trying to get our bearings on where we're at. And, as a photographer, I'm trying to capture a lot of the information that's there, and it was really quite interesting. And we saw these really steep steps, and we walked up these steps, and as you can see here, they're pretty steep, pretty difficult to get up, but when we arrived up there, there were some really neat corridors that you could take some pictures of. There were some monks that were walking down the corridors, and again, as a photographer, that was some really great photographic opportunities. But probably the best photographic opportunity rather was when we got up there to the very top and we went inside. There was 2 ladies that were selling incense. You can, for $1 you can buy an incense, they'll make an offering. And I asked, hey, do you mind if I take your photo? Not speaking the language, I just, just kind of motioned to them, pointed at the camera, and they, of course, smiled. So I was able to get a couple photos of this one lady, and you can see the smile was quite interesting. And there's another lady that was sitting kind of off to the left, and I thought, wow, I looked over there and like, this is a really cool photograph. So I kind of motioned over there too and said, do you mind if I take your photo as well? And she said, yeah, of course, in her own language. And so I was trying to set things up. Now, I didn't have a tripod, but the one thing I didn't want to do is I didn't want to push my ISO real high. And back when I was shooting this particular trip, I was shooting with a Nikon D1X, and today the cameras are so much better with high ISO, but back then it just wasn't the way I wanted it. So this is going to be a handheld shot. I don't remember exactly what I shot this at as far as aperture settings, but I think I had a 50mm lens. I may be wrong on that. I'll actually put that on the screen here. So I, you kind of used my body to brace my elbows and was able to get this really good shot. And I showed her the photo on my LCD, and she looked at it kind of funny, and she said something to me, but I didn't quite understand what she said. And then she said it again, and what she said to me, what I heard was eyes closed, but what she was trying to say is, my eyes were closed when you took the photo. And I was like, oh yes, okay, so let's do that again. So I was able to take probably about 3 or 4 more photos of her, and kind of getting different angles. But this photo on the screen right now, still to this day, this was taken back in 2002, now it's 2020, is still one of my all-time favorite photos that I've taken while I've been traveling. And a lot of times we think we have to have the best equipment, the best cameras, the best of everything. Well, the Nikon D1X was only 5.3 megapixels. I have more than that right now on my cell phone. So, it's not always the camera, it's just really taking that time, getting that shot, setting things up, and, of course, you just have to take your time to do that. So, we after that photo wandered around Angkor Wat some more. We had some boys that came up and they wanted to be our tour guides, and I will say that they weren't really tour guides. I asked them a lot of questions and they didn't know, but trying to kind of help them out. Obviously in Cambodia people are impoverished, and so I did give one of the boys $10. I said, okay, make sure you share it with the others, which he didn't do, unfortunately. So the other boy was trying to get money out of me, but that's okay. So as we left, we walked out of Angkor Wat, and all of a sudden we got all this pressure to buy stuff. All these kids, you know, young children ran up, and they're trying to sell us books and T-shirts and things like that. And I got really frustrated. And you can see on this video right here how frustrated I was, and I'll just let this speak for itself.
Let her.
Say what?
Let her my something. But
No.
she come from New York. You can buy my bracelet.
You know what?
You give to your girlfriend.
Let me ask you guys something. Oh, no. I'm trying to talk. Okay? How come we can't come to your country and just relax? And instead of you guys always wanting to sell us stuff, how come we can't just come here and enjoy your country? All you want to do is just pressure us to buy stuff. We say no, and you still want us to buy, right? I remember one of the boys, he said, you know, give me 500 baht. It's like, for what? You know, and I was thinking back to Mr. 10 baht. If you look at my first video on the stories behind the photos, Mr. 10 baht was only asking for 10 baht. But no, this boy wanted 500 baht. So I just kind of turned the tables on and said, well, I want 10,000 baht for being an American. And it's just kind of showing how ridiculous it was just for me to give him money for no reason at all. And of course, he wouldn't give me any money for just being American, which is stupid also.
Yeah, you know, some people they are listen, but some people they are not. Most is not listen.
Right.
That's why.
That's why.
My country, beautiful country.
Yeah, I love your country. Yeah, that's great.
You give me 500 baht.
No, why do I give you?
For 5.
Okay, then why don't you give me 10,000 baht?
Okay.
Why should I give you 500 baht?
You see?
See?
You come in my
Your
country.
girlfriend stand over there, a lot of children.
Yeah.
Oh, you come in my country. So I take you 500 baht.
No. I already, you know, I have to pay to leave your
Give
country.
me 2,000 baht.
I had to pay $20 to come into your country. So anyway, trying to get away, and I looked over at my friend Teresa, and here she was surrounded by all these children. You can see this video right here. I'm not going to buy any.
You can buy one for me.
I'm not going to buy any. I'm sorry. There's a lot more Americans out there you can buy.
When I see you again, you buy me something. What's your name?
Terry.
Terry, my name is Dee.
Hi, Dee.
Nice to meet you,
Nice.
Terry.
Happy Buddha.
You have baby? Baby.
What? Do I have a baby?
Yeah. I think you have.
Thanks. And it became to the point where it just kind of became more like chaos, and it was pretty frustrating, I'll have to say. But again, I get it, you know. And there weren't a lot of tourists there, very few of us that were actually there. So they're trying to, you know, take advantage.
Did I already buy for me? No, you didn't buy for me. You didn't buy for me. How many babies I have?
3. All your friends. No, oh, did I see it? There's one girl, right as we were getting ready to get back in the car, she was holding up a T-shirt, and she said, you know, you buy, or something like that. And I liked the T-shirt, but I wasn't even sure if it was going to fit. And I said, well, what size is it? And she goes, well, it's extra large. I said, oh, okay, that'll be perfect. And as you saw previously, someone said, oh, you look pregnant. So, you know, I needed a bigger shirt. I'm still a big guy. I'm 6 foot tall, so I need a little bit of a bigger shirt. So anyway, I did buy the T-shirt. It was more like between a medium and a large, and didn't fit very well, but there are a few times that I did wear it. But we eventually got in the car. We're still surrounded by all the children, as you see here. XL? No, we don't. We can't. Just don't take the guilt trip.
Okay, he's gonna have to get some. You buy this one from me. Oh, don't with your fingers.
No.
Do you not have $1?
I don't have $1. All I have is a 10 and a 20.
I know you also.
We're sorry. It's crazy. Okay, let's go. Now I know how rock stars feel.
Yeah, really. I would hate that.
And I guess my final comment was, wow, now I know what a rock star feels like. I mean, it's probably much worse being a rock star, but yeah, it was just kind of crazy. So that's kind of a look at kind of the first full day in Cambodia. And on the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you our guide Ken. His name was Ken Eng, and gosh, I would love to get in touch with him again sometime. I used to have his email address, but unfortunately I lost it. And Ken took us out about 45 minutes out of Siem Reap, and he took us into the village areas where he lives. And that'll be the next video. I think you'll really enjoy it. You'll see there's some times there where there were some young children, and there was a gentleman on a bicycle. He had a cooler full of ice cream, and well, we shared that with them, and that'll be the next video. So I hope you're enjoying this format. Please subscribe. It only takes less than a second to click on that subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. Hopefully you give me a thumbs up. I hope you like it. Also, please leave comments as well. You can also check out my other websites linked here at the end of the video. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next video.